In this video, we are going over 5 things that will speed up your personal growth. If you apply these things, guys, prepare to transform because they can be incredibly powerful when applied. That's coming up next. Hi guys, my name is Dave and welcome to HeartSpace. If you're new here, we are creating videos every single day to help you live life more in your way. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and bell icon down below so you don't miss any videos that we release. Now today, I want to go over 5 things that are going to speed up your personal growth. I fully believe that here on earth we are in a growth-centric experience, that our soul is always continuing to grow. It's why when we remain still, when we remain stagnant, we always kind of get a little antsy. We always want to keep, moving towards our evolution. Doesn't mean we don't rest. Sometimes resting is actually a part of our evolution. Sometimes our growth is to rest. What I'm talking about is continually moving from our heart, continually moving to develop ourselves more and more and more. And so in this video, I want to give you 5 things that have served me incredibly well and have helped me grow incredibly fast in a short amount of time. And I promise they will for you if you apply them. Before we start, guys, make sure you write in the comments, I'm growing faster and faster every single day down below. And there's a few reasons I get you to do that. That's to rewire your brain. But it's also said that 90% of content you consume is quickly forgotten unless you engage in some way. And so I have you do that so that you're not just passively watching this video, you're actually engaging, taking some action so that this information sticks instead of just go in one ear and out the other. All right, guys, so now that we got that out of the way, now you've written that down below, let's get into the first one, which will actually be in reverse order with number 5. And number 5 is pick your friends carefully and don't let others drag you down. I used to be in situations where I was so all about, when I was in high school, in any school really, in college, I wanted people to like me. And I wanted to be popular. I wanted people to like me. And I didn't understand sometimes when I didn't have as many friends or whatever else it was. But what I understand now is it was a blessing in disguise, because there are many, many people who will drag you down, who won't align with you, who are just not meant to be in a relationship or friendship with you in your life. And you want to choose your friends carefully. Good friends, quality friends, are ones that uplift you, that support you, that help you grow. And friends that do not, that drag you down, that pull you back, that keep them at your level, anchor you down because it's easier to do that than grow themselves, are not people, are not true friends, they are people, they're not people you want to have around you. And the sooner you can remove people from your life that waste your time, that drag you down, that are using you for validation, that are manipulating you or doing any number of those things, the sooner you're going to grow more and more. Because one of the things that distracts people the most are the people in their environment. And if you don't deliberately choose the people that are in your environment, that are going to serve you, that are going to grow with you, then it's going to be an uphill battle. And the cool thing about having good relationships is if you're in a good relationship, good friendship, you can grow 10 times faster because, as they say, you will become like the 5 people you hang out with. And that can be done in a negative or a positive way. But what I've discovered in this world is most people are operating from a place of lower consciousness, in the sense a lot of egos going around, a lot of competition, a lot of, survival of the fittest kind of mentality going around. Not something I really want to associate with. And so I'm careful when choosing my friends. I want them to have certain values. I want to be around people who are coming from a very loving place. And if they're not really people I want to hang around. And so make sure you are being very deliberate with the people you hang around and don't allow people to drag you down, distract you, because that is going to take you away from your personal growth. It's like I used to in the past also, I used to get a run of personal growth going. I'd have some momentum, but then I'd go hang out maybe with someone who was a little more negative and it would kind of pull me back a little bit, and that momentum I'd have to build up again. And so what you really want is friends that they take that momentum and they pour gasoline on the fire, and they're just like speeding you up and they're giving you a huge push in the right direction. And when you find those kind of people, hold on to them, develop, hang out with them. But otherwise, make sure you're being careful and you're not inviting toxic relationships into your life. Number 4, guys, is move from your heart. Do something you love every single day. At the end of the day, guys, you really want to be moving from your heart, doing the things that you truly want to do, because that is your soul communicating what it actually needs to do next to grow. Now, there might be a lot of fear that comes up when you do this, but like Will Smith says, everything that you want in life, every good thing in life is on the other side of your comfort zone. And so if you're just not doing the things your heart wants you to do out of fear, you are always going to remain in place and your personal growth will come to a screeching halt. But if you are ignoring the fear, it's not that you won't feel it. You will always feel fear to some level. It's not the people who don't feel fear that become successful or grow a lot. It's the people that feel it, but despite that, see themselves as bigger than it and move anyway. And so if you can do that, if you can continually move from your heart, despite the fear coming up, despite the universe testing you, going like, how badly do you actually want this? Are you being genuine here, or are you just saying that you want it? Right? And so if you can follow your heart every single day, do something that you love every single day, despite what other people say you should do, despite what society says what you should do, despite maybe all the fears that come up from your criticizer, which we'll get into later, then you are going to grow faster and faster and faster. Seriously, there are people who grow more in 6 months from doing this than people who grow in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, their whole lives. You know, actually doing things that you love, seeing yourself as bigger than the fear, and then following through will help you grow faster than most things. Number 3, guys, is to learn from other people's failures, not just their successes. And this is really one of the golden rules of becoming successful. So many people go over this that, you know, don't make the same mistakes other people have made. Now, you will have to make your own mistakes, but if, for example, you're trying to start a certain business and you know someone who has successfully started a business, but they made all these mistakes, you don't have to necessarily go through those same mistakes to get where they are. You can learn from the people who have made the mistakes so that you can skip those mistakes. Yes, you will encounter your own mistakes, but you're not starting from a place where you're like, well, I have to have that mistake and then this mistake and that mistake and that mistake. You learn from their mistakes and go, okay, this person didn't follow their heart for 10 years, instantly regretted it, and then on the 11th year did. What if I started from my heart from the very beginning? Yes, other challenges are going to come up, but then you are not, you know, not utilizing the information, the experiences of all of these other people around you, which at the end of the day are also you. And that's for a totally different video. And I want to expand on that, but I want to leave that for another video because I can go on forever about that, about how everyone is actually you. But learn from the mistakes other people make. Learn from the failures that other people go through. You know, read their autobiographies, listen to their advice, get a mentor. You know, one of the things that's helped me grow the most, and I actually didn't include on this list, but getting a mentor would be number 6 if we had it, so I'll just throw that in there. But getting a mentor who can help you navigate, you know, the river in a way where he places you strategically in it instead of you just bumping around, you know, is so, so valuable. So learn from the mistakes of people who have gotten to the place you're trying to get to. You do not need to make the same ones. You will make some and you will fail. Don't think that you can exclude that. You know, the only people who are not failing are the people who are not trying. So don't be that person. But understand that you don't have to make exactly the same failures. You can skip ahead if you are aware of those failures and you have someone guiding you through that river. Number 2 is a big idea, guys, and one I've learned recently, but I think it paints a really big picture, and it's listen to your champion, not your criticizer. And this is another one I just learned from my mentor, and I really love the analogy of this. And essentially what you need to think of this like is you have 2 voices in your head, one that's the champion and one that's the criticizer. And the champion is the one that's going to be encouraging you. It's going to be the one that says, dude, you can do it. You are a divine co-creative being. You can do anything you set your mind to. You can follow your heart. Screw what those other people say. Screw what the criticizer says. I know you can do it. I have faith in you. I am here for you. You are incredible. Let's go do it. And he pumps you up and you're like, yeah, you know what? You're right. And you go do it. But on the other spectrum, end of the spectrum, you have the criticizer, the judge in your head that's going like, yeah, you can't do that. You're not going to have enough money to go do that. You can't follow your heart. What about security? You can't go do this. It might hurt that person's feelings. You can't do this, blah, 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 blah. And what you need to say to the criticizer is, F you, and listen to your champion. Because guys, like I mentioned on this channel over and over and over again, is you can only focus on one thing at once, which means you cannot focus on the champion when you're giving into the energy of the criticizer, and you won't be focusing on the criticizer when you're listening to the champion. So if the criticizer comes up, shut it off immediately. Tell it to F off. Do whatever you have to do to remove it. If it comes up and says you can't, just go, piss off, criticizer. You know, you can even do it like that. You can treat it like that annoying person who just kind of complains all the time and you just kind of like, you don't really pay them much attention. You just kind of brush it off. Oh, that's just my criticizer. Yeah, he likes to complain. I really just ignore him and don't listen to him. Treat it like that and then listen to your champion, which is always going to be there to egg you on. And again, guys, you will grow the one you feed the most. Think of it this way. If you have 2 plants, and we'll call one criticizer, one champion, which is the one that grows? The one you give energy to or the one you don't give energy to. And the energy would be the sunlight, you watering it. The one you don't water, the one you don't pay attention to, the one you don't cultivate is the one that will not grow. But the one you do pay attention to, the one you give sunlight, the one you water, is the one you grow. So the more you listen to the champion, the louder that voice is going to be. The better and better that voice is going to be. The more it's going to encourage you. But most people have listened to their criticizer for way too long, to where their champion has gotten quieter, it's wilted. But it's never too late to put the champion back in the sunlight, to water the champion, to cultivate, and to completely ignore this weed, I would say more, of your criticizer. And so listen to your champion. And when the criticizer comes off, tell it to F off. Whatever you got to do, you know, it can just literally be, I've done this before where I've been going through the criticizing a little bit for like a minute and I go, oh my God, just F off. And then I'll listen to my champion and it actually works for me. I just go like, what am I doing? This is not me. This is my criticizer. Get out of here. And I'll start listening to my champion and start watering the champion, start giving the champion sunlight instead. And eventually you'll get to the point where your champion is so big, so loud, it's a beautiful tree now. And the criticizer is now just a wilted weed. And again, it cannot grow unless you give it energy. And number one, guys, is learn to listen. There are so many people in the world that just want to talk and continually show how good they are from an egoic point, trying to get validation, so they talk, and they don't listen. I know it's ironic coming from me because I have all these videos where I just talk. I get it. But if you can learn to listen to the wisdom of people who have come before you, who have gotten to the places maybe you want to go, if you can learn to listen to silence, you are in a receiving mode. See, what most people don't understand is when you're talking, you are not in a place to receive. You are actually giving in a way, you are releasing in a way, but you are not receiving. But when you begin to listen, you are now creating the space inside of you to receive. When you truly become present with someone, for example, when they're speaking to you, you can actually receive and hear what they're saying truly, instead of thinking about whatever you're going to say next, or thinking about something about them, or judging what they're saying. You just listen and become a space and become present to what they're saying. And you'll learn quite a lot, guys. And also, you will become incredible at communicating if you do that. You'll start to become someone that a lot of people start to like. But one thing I wanted to tell you to listen to is silence. Because all of the information in the universe is actually contained within silence. And you will be amazed at what you receive when you just learn to sit and listen to silence for a little bit. Because so often we are talking so much, we're doing things, we're all up in our head thinking about things, but if you can quiet your mind and just be in silence for, a little bit, 20 minutes, just be in silence, you'll be amazed at what starts to come in. And it's not you. You'll be amazed. This outside thing starts to come in, this inspiration, these ideas. And those ideas are directly from the universe. They are downloads from the universe, guys. And you want to talk about personal growth? Do you think the universe is going to lead you astray? No, it's going to give you the thing you need right now. It is going to lead you to what you need right now. And that is going to help you grow faster than anything else. All right, guys, so that's 5 ways to just really skyrocket your self-improvement, to grow faster and faster. Now it's important that you actually do these things. Again, you can't just passively listen and expect to get anything out of it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I have to go off now because I've recorded a lot of videos in a row and my knees are starting to hurt. As you can see me moving from side to side, there's a little insight into what's going on behind the scenes here. Anyway, guys, as always, I love you and I will see you in the next video.